Hey everyone, welcome to today's video, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you Arrow and I's very first trip together, which includes a plane ride. So it started off with me not sleeping, and we had to leave here at around 3 o'clock in the morning to get to the airport in time. So it started off with about a 50 minute drive into Anchorage, and Arrow did fairly well. She did sleep a little bit, but she stayed up most of the drive to Anchorage. So we get to TSA, and I tell them, hey, my daughter, she has a medical device. She also has a G-tube, so I have all of her food. And they're like, oh yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and inspect it and whatnot. We opted out, so Arrow's stroller had to get swiped for whatever materials and things like that. Then they also had to check the vapor for her food because it was in a metal container. But overall, going through TSA in Anchorage was super smooth. And then we went to the gate, and then we spent some time chilling there. And during this whole time, I had, a little bit of like room in my brain to go ahead and just like capture some B-roll. So you see here I am holding Arrow because she was kind of getting antsy, which I get because she's like in the stroller and then she was in a car seat. So I was carrying her around, and we're just kind of waiting for the plane. And since Arrow is special needs, we got to board in first. So we go through the little tunnel, and then I have two backpacks, her car seat because she needs that specific car seat for her to sit in the airplane, and then the stroller. So 2 bags, car seat, stroller, Arrow. So we get right next to the plane. I'm taking Arrow out of the stroller, and then this pilot comes in and is like, hey, can I get that stroller for you? And I was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. So then I have my 2 backpacks. I have Arrow in one hand and then my car seat in the other hand, and we're going through the plane, and we're at the very end, and the lady was like, hey, can I set that up for you? And I was like, yes, please. So she goes ahead and puts Arrow's car seat in and buckles it up. I put Arrow in, and we're just cruising. We're just waiting. She's laughing. She's doing a great job, and the flight to Seattle was pretty good. She did get a little fussy. I did have to change her diaper in the bathroom, and that changing table was so small, so she was all cramped up. She was all cramped up, but she was great. She was having fun, and we were laughing. So we land in Seattle. We're the last ones off because I didn't want to hold anyone up, and the flight attendant asked if she can carry her Arrow's car seat, and I was so thankful for that. We go down, put her in the stroller. The stroller was already propped open, which I was so thankful for. Put Arrow in, and then we're just booking it, because my buddy Vern, I hit him up, and he said that he would pick us up from the airport, take us to Seattle Children's Hospital, which was like so helpful. I didn't have to deal with a taxi driver, vouchers, and I also got to hang out with a friend. That was amazing. He picks us up, and we go to this Korean fried chicken place. Arrow gets a meal in. She also got a meal in on the plane. And then, we head to Seattle Children's Hospital. We get there, and, I'm stressing out. This is like you see the memes of dads getting all their tickets and everything and passports and double checking the bags and everything. The reason we do that is because it's our job to take care of the family. We want to make sure everyone has a great experience. We want to make sure that everyone's taken care of. And as leaders in the home, we need to lead well. So I'm just thinking about, okay, Seattle Children's Hospital, make sure I have my paperwork, make sure I know Arrow's birthday because I'm terrible with birthdays. So we go in, and they're like, hey, you have an appointment? I was like, yeah, for, the biochemical genetics. She's like, okay, just go to the front desk right there. We go in, checking in, super smooth. It was great. And then the lady was like, oh, just go ahead and go down the hall right there, not even that far, 20 feet away. So then I go over there, and we get Arrow checked in. My buddy Vern calls me. He's like, hey, do you want me to come in? Do you want me to wait? And I was like, hey, man, if you can wait in the car, that'd be awesome. And then at that point, I forgot where I was supposed to go. I go to another room. That's not where we're supposed to be. The lady was so nice. She was like, this happens a lot, don't worry about it. And I am like stressing out, and she takes me back to where I'm supposed to be. And right when I get there, lady comes out, Arrow. It's like perfect timing. And I go in, she gets all of her vitals, and Arrow and I are waiting in the room. And I'm just like, okay, I can catch my breath. Then the doctor and the dietitian come in, we have an appointment. It's amazing. They said, hey, we need to get her labs done. And I had a feeling, they're gonna draw her blood. And I was like, all right, let's do this. Let's get this. And they're like, would you like Child Life to come help out? In my brain, I'm like, I have no idea what that is. I imagine it's probably help. I was like, sure, why not? So they call them, and then about 15 minutes, they're gonna come in and come get us. So then we are sent to the area where we get labs. Everything was in the same vicinity, like no problem, super close. So we go to labs, check in, wait for Child Life. I'm there and I'm able to catch my breath a little bit, just waiting. And Arrow's not fussing, so it was time for me to kind of decompress and process everything. It was so cool to see other kids like Arrow there, in strollers, oxygen tanks, just kids, different ages, different abilities. It was so cool because we're not really surrounded by other kids like that, and other than when we're going to therapy. So it was really neat to experience that and see different kids. And then the lady comes out and she has a little badge and it says Child Life Specialist, and then she has these toys. She's like, I'm here just to help Arrow with labs, and she's asking all these questions to kind of get to know Arrow, and she's talking about touch because some kids are very sensitive to touch and things like that. And then she was like, yeah, even if she has a favorite show we can watch, and she said show, and I was like, oh my gosh, do you have YouTube? And she's like, yeah. Arrow loves simple songs. That's her thing. That's her jam. So she presents the iPad to me. I look at the iPad. She pulls up YouTube, and the very first icon was Super Simple Songs, and I was like, yes. So then we go to the back room. I'm pushing Arrow in the stroller, take Arrow out, and then the lady starts playing the show and puts it right in front of Arrow, and Arrow's watching it. And during that whole time, the nurse is getting her blood, first vein, easy, and getting all these different samples. And the whole time Arrow didn't cry. And it was wild because Arrow has gotten her blood drawn from, other places, and it was a hot mess. But Arrow did not cry. She kind of moved a little bit, but it was easy. It was beautiful. It was great. I put her in the stroller, and Vern picks us up. And then Vern says, number one, you gotta listen to this country music that I'm listening to. Number two, I got some K-pop music. And then number three, I gotta take you to this coffee place called Coffeeholics. And it was so good. So good. So we get coffee. Vern drops us off at the airport. I check Arrow in, and then TSA was the longest line ever. I'm exaggerating, but it was really, really long. So we finally get to the front. This lady, she's see that Arrow's crying. She's crying. She says, hey, go ahead in front of us. I'm thankful. We get our boarding passes checked in, and then we're kind of waiting. And then we're getting close to one line, and it says, if you have a medical device, don't go through the metal detectors. Let us know, and you get the pat down. So we're about ready to get the bins, and I tell the guy that, and he's like, oh, you want to go to the other line? And I'm like, are you kidding me? We're right here. We've been waiting already 30, 45 minutes. So we go to the other line. Thankfully, there's only 5 people in front of us. And I'm waiting until that TSA person comes up and does the explanation. He comes up and I say, hey, my daughter has a medical device. She also has a G-tube, very specific diet. We want to opt out. Just giving you guys a heads up. So then he lets the guy know that's kind of in the gate area. And homeboy is freaking out. He doesn't know what to do. And we're waiting for a lady officer, and we're waiting. And then I tell them well, I'm not going to go through the scanner. I'm opting out too, because I'm sticking with my daughter. And they're like, oh, we need to get a male officer. So, we were waiting a good 15, 20, maybe 15 minutes just waiting to get the pat down. And I already see our stuff, car seat, our bags at the end of the conveyor belt, you know. So they finally brings us through. That whole situation took forever, and they're like swabbing like all over Arrow's stroller, swabbing her hands. Homeboy does the whole pat down on me. They're checking Arrow's food. And this whole process was so long. Get our stuff, and then we book it to our gate. Get to our gate, Arrow gets a meal in. We're almost there. Plane's delayed. And then lady was super nice. She said, hey, I'll let you go before the people that need a wheelchair to give you guys some extra time. We get on the plane. It's like 3 hours, 5 minutes. So long. We're in the middle of the plane, and I said, you know what? I'm not waiting till the end. I'm not waiting for everyone to get off the plane. Put my stuff on. I leave Arrow in the car seat, buckled. I unbuckle the car seat from the airplane seat, and then I just carry Arrow in her car seat down the aisle, put her in the stroller. And the moment I put Arrow in the stroller, because you know, she thinks Arrow has no idea. She doesn't know how long the slide is. She knows that she's been sitting for a long time. Plane, car, stroller. I put her in the stroller and she's just lost it. So from the plane in the stroller all the way out to the van, she's crying. And we're booking, you know, Anchorage Airport, you know, where the little walking escalators are going. And we're just booking, and I'm smiling like we're home. Arrow's crying. And we make it to the van. We make it home. We don't get home till like 10. And I've been up since like 2 o'clock in the morning. But here's the thing. This is an adventure. And when you're in an adventure, you are going to be surrounded by different types of characters. And through this entire adventure, the flight attendants were amazing. Seattle Children's Hospital, completely amazing. That child life specialist, awesome. My homie Vern, you know, picking us up from the airport, bringing us to Korean fried chicken, you know, awesome coffee, taking us to the hospital, back to the airport. Like, that's a friend. And you know, I keep telling him thank you, and I'm so appreciative that he was able to take us to all those spots. But that's adventure. You're gonna meet amazing people. There's a lot of unknown. It's exciting, and sometimes adventures are exciting and you don't want to do it again, but that's okay. So overall, adventures are awesome. You're gonna meet some people along the way that are gonna help you out, and maybe you may meet some people that aren't gonna help you out. And I was blessed on this trip because every person that I met helped us out. Well, thank you for watching. If you feel led, like and subscribe. Comment below on what kind of adventures that you've had. You know, I would love to hear your guys' experiences flying, especially parents with special needs kids. You know, what are your experiences flying with them, and tips or tricks of the trade? Let me know, because I want to make this experience for Arrow smooth and easy as possible. So if you have some tips, please comment below. I really appreciate it. But thank you again for watching, and you guys have a great day.